What's up, everybody? Welcome to Game Freak. And in today's episode, we are going to talk about emulators and emulation systems. Now, do you think it's a good thing for the gaming industry or a bad thing for the gaming industry? Now, this is just my opinion. I think it's a great thing for the gaming industry. A little bit about emulators. I'm not real sure when all this stuff started. I think I ran into it kind of early. I believe it was 2007. I had this roommate, and he moved in, and he was a good buddy of mine. I worked with him, and he saw that I had the original Xbox, which I still have over here. And he said, "Man, you got the original Xbox?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "You don't have it hooked up?" It's like, "No, I'm not an Xbox fan. I don't have anything against Xbox. I'm just not a fan because of the controllers. I hate the controllers. I don't like how the analogs are above the D-pad. I just thought they were real uncomfortable. So I've been a Sony guy for a long time, but I have nothing against Microsoft. I have nothing against Xbox." Anyway, he said, "Hey, I could change your mind on that." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "Do you care if I hook this thing up to your computer?" I was like, "Okay." And he goes, "Trust me." He goes, "After what I do to it," he goes, "you're not going to get in trouble or anything." He goes, "Trust me." He goes, You'll use that Xbox again. Even if you hate the controllers." He goes, "You won't even have to use the analogs on it. You can use the D-pad." And I was like, if I can just use that and the buttons, I'd be fine. I just don't like the way it's set up." So I didn't know what the hell he was doing. Like I said, this was 2007, and we both worked midnights. So he hooked it up to the computer, the Xbox, and we went to work, and he said, "Wait till we get home in the morning." Well, we got home in the morning, and he goes, "Yeah," he goes, hook that Xbox up." So I hooked it up. He goes, "Now don't be alarmed." He goes, "The initial start, you're going to get the red ring of death." And I turned on the Xbox, and sure enough, it was red instead of green. He goes, "Don't worry, it will go away." All right. Well, this weird menu came up, and it said emulators. I got on it. He ended up downloading, like, throughout the night while we were at work, every Nintendo game, every N64 game, every Sega CD, Sega Saturn, Mega Drive, everything, you name it. It's all still on this Xbox. And that's the only reason that I even have this Xbox hooked up, is because I can go back and play anything I want. Any physical copy of a game that I don't have, I have on this. So I do go and play this, and I still hate Xbox controllers, but if I just use that D-pad and the buttons, I'm good with it. Now, when it comes to emulators, there is a part of it that I'm against, but I don't really see it happening that much. The part I'm against is the newer games. If people are emulating like newer games, I totally 100% understand emulating games that, they're not produced anymore. They're old games that you're wanting, but you don't want to pay like crazy ass prices to like places like DK Oldies and what is it, Lukey Games, or I don't know what the fuck they're called, something stupid. But all these resellers and everything, they want like a shit ton of money for these outdated games. Yeah, people want them, but they're not rare. They're not rare games. Like, millions were sold all around the world, so it's not rare. So I don't like the fact that, these resellers and stuff, they want all this money for it. And places like DK Oldies, like I said, they just rip you off. So in that aspect, emulators are great. I mean, you could pretty much buy a emulation box that has 10,000 games on for the same price that you're going to pay for a single game at a retro store, a retro game store, or ordering it online at some retro site. I mean, they just rob you blind on them sites and in these stores. So yeah, I'm all for these emulators. I think they're great. Um, but like I said, I don't like when people put new games on that you can still go buy in stores. I totally understand putting games on that are just, you know, out of production. They just don't make them anymore. I get that. And like these older games, yeah, throw them on them. I'm all for it. So, you know, that's my view on emulators. I love it. I think that it's a great idea. Shit, I can't really complain. I got this. This is the emulator. This is the RG35XX. Love it. Evercade EXP. Love it. It's basically an emulator. The Evercade VS. It's an emulator. I mean, yeah, they're on. You have to put physical cartridges in, but they're all classic old games on them cartridges, so they are emulated. I think they're fantastic, and I love the Evercade. I love that RG35XX. I can't complain. I mean, sometimes it's a pain in the ass. You know, I have so many damn systems that sometimes you just don't want to. I can't hook every single one up to my TV. I do have an adapter where I can have so many of them, but I have more systems than I do HDMI inputs or RCA inputs on the TV. So emulators come in handy when it comes to that. I don't have to hook everything up. So I have the main systems hooked up that I play. So that's my view on emulators. So let me know what you think about them. I think they're awesome. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Game on.